Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. If this happens to be your very first time on my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. My name is Lisa, and on this channel we discuss things such as luxury items, fashion, beauty, fragrances, and travel. So if you happen to be interested in any of those things, I would love it if you would become part of my little family here on YouTube by subscribing. And you can also follow me on Instagram. I have the same exact name on Instagram as I do on this YouTube channel. Also guys, I have a giveaway for a clear PVC fashion purse, so if you're interested in that, I will put the giveaway video in the description bar below, so definitely check that out as well. So before I get started, to my lovely fragrance lovers out there, if you happen to be wearing fragrance today, let me know what you're wearing, because you guys know I always want to know. I love hearing about new fragrances that I may not have heard about, so leave me a comment in the comment section below. I'd love to know what you happen to be wearing today. To all of my fellow fragrance lovers out there, I know that you guys have had the same experience. You spritz on your favorite fragrance or whatever fragrance you're going to wear for that day, and you're smelling all good, you smell like a boss, but then by mid-afternoon or so, you can't smell nothing. You can't smell your fragrance. And I know that, you know, fragrance, when you wear it on yourself, a lot of times you can't smell it on yourself because of olfactory fatigue. You just can't smell it on yourself. But there are definitely times that you know that your fragrance has faded, like you know that it hasn't lasted. So if you want to see my tips and tricks to help you have your fragrance last a little bit longer, what I do, if you're interested in that, just keep watching. Number 1, storage. Storage, guys, storage is so important. Just storing your fragrances correctly makes such a huge difference in the longevity of your fragrances. So improper storage will totally degrade the life and quality of your fragrances. It will cause your fragrances to degrade, cause them to smell different, cause them to break down. Fragrances are made up of oils and different other things, so if they are stored improperly, they will definitely not last as long. They will degrade. So proper storage of fragrance should be somewhere where it's dry, somewhere where it's preferably cooler, and preferably where there is no light, where it's dark, such as a closet with the door closed where it's dark, where there's no light, where there's no windows with the sunshine directly shining on it, where the temperature doesn't vary like from hot to cold constantly, not in a heated place or where there's a lot of steam or it's very damp or very hot, such as the bathroom where there's a shower. That's one of the worst places that you can store your fragrances, because all of those temperature changes and things like that will definitely degrade your fragrances. So do not store them in there. A darker cabinet, a closet, even a drawer, even the actual box that you got the actual original perfume in is actually a great place to store fragrances. Number 2. Moisturize. Moisturize, guys. Moisturize that skin. So moisturized or oily skin, it's just a scientific fact that moisturized or oily skin holds scent so much better than dry skin. So I know you guys, at least if you've been following my channel, sometimes I talk about how after I'm in the shower, I'm still in the shower while my skin is damp and kind of wet, I just kind of wipe off the excess moisture or water. And then I layer myself up, I lube myself up with unscented baby oil just to lock in the moisture. Then I just take a towel and pat myself dry. I don't dry it all the way off, but my skin is still a little damp. And then I get out of the shower and lather myself up some more with some unscented lotion. These are two of my favorites. It's the Vaseline Intensive Advanced Care Unscented, and I also have the Kiehl's, which is actually pretty expensive for lotion, but it's a great moisturizing lotion. It's not really greasy and it's very moisturizing. I absolutely love it, but it's not scented. Definitely non-scented lotion, because you don't want the scent of your lotion or body cream to compete with whatever fragrance you plan to wear. So moisture is very important. Number 3. Know your fragrances. Yes, know your fragrances, guys. All of the different concentrations of fragrances. So certain concentrations are weaker, don't last as long as some of the other ones. So your weaker concentrations carry more alcohol versus perfume oils. So your weaker concentrations will be your body sprays, then cologne, then eau de toilette, then eau de parfum, then you have your parfum or pure perfume, and you have your extracts, and you also have your perfume oil. So on that spectrum, you know, lower concentration will not last as long as compared to something with a higher concentration. Also, get to know your notes, guys. Yes, it is a scientific fact that some notes of fragrances are going to last longer than others, and some are not going to last as long. So typically your notes that are used in your top notes of fragrances, which are the opening notes when you first spray a fragrance, the first notes that you smell, like the opening notes, those don't last as long. So those are notes that last about 15 to 20 minutes, and then they kind of dry down and evaporate and evolve into the middle notes, the heart of the fragrance. And then after a while you get your longer lasting notes, which are your base notes, and those tend to last the longest. So your top notes, your lighter notes, are going to be things like your lighter florals, your things like grapefruit, things like citrus notes, and just your fresher, softer fragrances. Even though you like those notes, those are just not going to last as long as some of your base notes, things that are using base notes such as vanilla, your oriental fragrances or gourmand scents, or your spicier scents. So like I said, vanilla, amber, patchouli, your woodsy notes, or your musk and things like that. Those scents are definitely going to last a lot longer than your fresher, lighter, floral, citrusy notes. So it just is what it is. Number 4. Timing. When you apply fragrance actually does make a difference. So moisturize skin, like right when you get out of the shower, where your skin is a little bit moist, typically will hold scent a lot better than just regular dry skin. It will pull in the moisture and also help to lock in the fragrance. So one of the best times to apply fragrance is right after you get out of the shower, while your skin is just a little bit moist and a little bit damp. So great time to apply your fragrance, guys, right when you get out of the shower. Number 5. I actually really love this one. So this is my tip for number 5, which is petroleum jelly or Vaseline. Vaseline or petroleum jelly, as long as it's not scented or heavily really smelling like one of the off-brands that really smells really chemically like oil or something. Just non-scented Vaseline is actually a great way to prolong the life of your scent. All you have to do is just rub a little bit. I actually like the kind that come in tubes rather than the jar, just because it's easier for me to apply most of the time. I could just squeeze a little bit on, and you just put it on your wrist or maybe a little bit behind your neck. You're not trying to get yourself all greasy and shiny and lubricated looking, but you just want a little bit. You can also put some maybe on the inside of your elbow, as long as you don't have any clothing or delicate clothing that it may rub off onto. But yes, you can put on Vaseline. Vaseline is occlusive, and you just slather it on just a little bit and spray your fragrance on top of it, and it just holds the scent in and locks the scent in. Such a great tip, and it really makes your fragrance last a lot longer. Also, if you're kind of in a pinch and you don't have Vaseline, you can use a lip balm, like a chapstick or something that's non-scented. You could also use maybe a scented one like vanilla or coconut if that happens to go along with your fragrance. But same principle, just rub it on, and the waxy little oiliness kind of helps to lock in the scent. You just spray your fragrance on top of it, and you know, same principle. You can also use like one of these type of lip balms that come in these little tubes, because usually these are petroleum based. Same idea as the petroleum jelly. Just put that on. Usually you might have one in your handbag, and then you can spray the fragrance on top of it, as long as it's not too heavily scented, and it locks in your fragrance. Number 6. Location, location, location. So I know a lot of you guys have heard this one already, but location matters. Where you apply your fragrances. So obviously your pulse points, or where you radiate heat the most, is a great place to apply your fragrance, such as the inner parts of your wrist, your inner parts of your elbows, your neck, behind your ears. You can also place it in between your breasts. Also, you can place it on your ankles, behind your knees, on your calves. Scent rises, your legs are constantly moving back and forth, therefore creating a scent trail, and you know, scent rises and creating that nice sillage. So also helps to prolong the life of your fragrance. And you can also spritz a little in between those thighs, ladies, you know. Yes, you can. So yes, anyway, definitely on the pulse points. Number 7. Okay, this one kills me. Number 7. All right, don't destroy the fragrance. Keep your fragrance intact, guys. Oh my God, this one kills me when I see people do this. Don't destroy the fragrance. Don't spray it on and then go like this, rub it in. Number 7. Don't destroy the fragrance. Keep your fragrance intact, guys. Oh my God, this one kills me when I see people do this. Don't destroy the fragrance. Don't spray it on and then go like this, rub it in. That's totally destroying all of the fragrance notes and destroying the total order of fragrance. It's just supposed to sit there and kind of dry down and evolve. But once you start crushing the notes and destroying them, you've distributed and messed with all the top notes, and now your fragrance isn't going to last as long because you've destroyed it and messed it up. And you know, yes, just don't do it. Don't do this. Just spray it. Sometimes I just might spray on one wrist and just tap it. I'm not rubbing it, but just tap it to distribute it to the other wrist, and then I just tap it just to place it on other parts of my body. So don't go like that, guys. Oh my God, it just kills me when I see people do that. So that will definitely help your fragrance last longer if you just spritz it and like leave it alone. Number 8. I know you guys have heard this quite a bit. Spritz some in your hair. So actually, hair holds scent very well. This is actually one of the ones that I tend not to do just because I don't really have that type of hair. I don't really like spritzing perfume in my hair. So, but that's just me. But it does hold scent very well. You can spray it on the back of your neck, under your, you know, where your hair and your neck meet. Such a great way because it goes in the wind and all that. It's an awesome way to hold scent. Some people actually spray it on their brush and then brush their hair with it. But, you know, I just don't have that hair at the moment, so I don't tend to do it, but it's a great way to prolong the longevity of your scent. Also, you can also spritz some on your clothing, but I would definitely make sure that you test the area or the clothing first, because as we know, perfumes have a lot of oils and a lot of alcohol, which are damaging to a lot of nice, sensitive, delicate fabrics. So definitely test it first. This is actually another thing I don't necessarily do, because I tend to have a lot of different fragrances, so I don't necessarily want to always have a fragrance. Like if I wore one thing one day, I don't really want to have it on my jacket the next day, because most likely I will switch up my fragrances. It'll be something totally different, and I don't want that fragrance from last night competing with the one that I'm gonna wear today or the next day or something like that. But if you're a person who tends to wear the same fragrance, obviously that may work for you. Just make sure that you know, test the fabric first, so you're not damaging the fragrance, or the fabric rather. Number 9. 9. Layer your fragrance. Layer, guys. Layering is such an amazing way to prolong the longevity of your fragrances. So you can definitely, if you are a person who really likes a fragrance and it comes with all of the matching products, such as the body oil or the shower gel or the lotion and the hair spray and stuff like that, definitely go for it. That is definitely a way to layer the fragrances, make your fragrances last so much longer, since you have different layers and all combined together. I typically don't ever buy those unless it's some financial incentive, but I don't know, I just never think to wear it like that. I always just wear unscented body, you know, and then just wear my fragrance. But excellent way, you know, to go if you like one certain scent, and they have those options available. Also, if you have a lighter fragrance, such as a floral or a light citrus, like I was talking about, like top notes, fresher floral fragrances, you can also layer it with a woodsy or vanilla or coconut type of fragrance. Those will tend to make your fragrances layer and last a lot longer. Number 10. So, say you've done all of 1 through 9 that I've talked about, but it's just inevitable. You are just gonna have to reapply some fragrance. Like you left early in the morning and now it's later on at night, and your scent has just kind of worn off and you just need to reapply. So if you're a person like me, like I often sometimes don't necessarily, since I have so many fragrances, I don't necessarily have a actual manufacturer's sample vial or a decant of fragrance. So what you can do is get some of these. Yes, they are, what you are seeing, they are Q-tips. So what I do is basically, you can just spritz the cotton part of the fragrance all over the cotton part and with the fragrance, and saturate it. And you can either cut them or you can take the whole Q-tip if you want, depending on how big your purse is or whatever. And this is what I do. I just cut them and then I put them into a little Ziploc bag like so. You know, squeeze out the air, make sure it's saturated, squeeze out the air, and then just seal it up. And then I can carry it in my purse, and then when I get ready to apply it, to reapply, I just take it and, you know, swab it on. And now I have a nice way to apply my scent. And, you know, you can just get these little bags from anywhere. Like this one used to contain buttons. Like, you know, when you buy a new shirt or you buy a jacket and they give you extra buttons, there used to be buttons in here, but, you know, that's what I use for that. Also, Sephora, I don't know if they still have these. They might have changed it. I think they put them in these little boxes now. But Sephora will give you these bags. And these are a great way to carry them. So, you know, it's a Ziploc also. And you just put your Q-tip in. and seal it up and carry it in your purse. When you're ready to apply, you just reapply it. Same principle if cotton. You know, you can spray a cotton ball, put it in a Ziploc bag, carry it around, and, you know, just dab it whenever you want to reapply. Just for another extra little tip, say you went to the office early in the day, you had on your nice office appropriate, nice, clean, fresh scent. You know, you don't want to be too out there. You don't want to attract too much attention. You just want to smell so fresh and so clean. But, you know, you're Lois Lane at the office, and now you want to go out for a nice, sexy date tonight, or, you know, with bae, or get a little, you know, hey, you want to change up your scent, but you still might have on that nice little office Lois Lane secretary type scent, and now you want the sexy scent. So you don't want that competing with that scent. We need to take that scent off. What you can do is get yourself some baby wipes. As long as they're not too overly scented, or maybe they can be unscented, those are the best. You just take them and wipe them over the areas where you applied the fragrance, and it will remove your fragrance. These are great for removing all types of oils and dirt and all that kind of stuff. So it will remove your fragrance as long as you get some that are not too heavily scented. Other thing that works is alcohol. If you have some alcohol around and you happen to have, you know, a cotton ball, saturate it, put it over the area. It'll take the scent off. And what I actually like to do is get these little alcohol swabs, like, you know, that you use for immunizations, or if you're a diabetic and you have to inject insulin. These are great. You can just carry them in your purse. They're like, you can buy them at any drugstore. They're like $2 for 100 of them or something like that. You can just swab the area, get rid of the fragrance you had on, spritz on your new sexy fragrance, and now you have been transformed. So anyway, guys, those are my tips and tricks to make your fragrance last a little bit longer. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, if you're wearing fragrance today, please let me know what it is in the comment section below. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would love for you to do so. Thanks again for watching. I really appreciate it. Have an amazing day, guys, and I will see you guys on the next one.